A very good afternoon, children. Well, in today's class of English language, we shall take up a topic that is subject-verb agreement. Okay. In the last video tutorial, I've already explained to you this lesson, and we've already discussed about what subject-verb agreement is. And today, in today's class, we shall take up some exercises relating to that lesson. All right. But before that, let us try to understand what subject is and what a verb is in the sentence. All right. Okay. See, what is a subject in the sentence? The subject, a subject is a part of a sentence that contains a person, place, or a thing performing the action in the sentence. All right. And what is a verb in the sentence then? Well, a verb is a part of a sentence that shows an action or describes what the subject is doing. All right. Then what is a subject-verb agreement then? Well, see, for making a sentence grammatically correct, a verb must agree with its subject in number. All right. So, keeping this, brief idea in our mind, we shall try to solve some exercises relating to this topic. Okay. All right. Now, let us switch on to the exercise. Today's exercise is we're going to choose the correct form of the verb that agrees with the subject. Okay, so we're going to take up some sentences and then we'll select the correct verb that goes correctly with the subject, or rather that agrees with the subject. Okay, because the lesson is all about the subject verb agreement, so the verb that we are going to take up must agree with the subject. Okay, well, the first sentence is: Mr. Rai, together with his wife, dash the guest of the party. And the options are greeting, are greeting, greet, or greets. Okay, now you have four options. Now see, multiple subjects are, if multiple subjects are connected by certain, words or conjunctions, like in this sentence, if you see, two subjects are connected by the word together with, isn't it? What are those two subjects? The two subjects are Mr. Rai and his wife. Okay, so these two subjects are connected with what? Together with. Okay, so only the noun before it will affect the verb. That means the noun which comes just before the verb. Okay, the noun which comes just before the verb affects the verb here. That means you have to select the verb according to the second noun here. What is the second noun here? Second noun is his wife. Okay, so here keeping this rule in mind, so what would be the right option then? Well, the right option would be greets. Okay, so when when multiple subjects are connected with a conjunction or any other words, like in this sentence, as I said, two subjects are connected with together with. Okay, so only the noun which comes just before it will affect the verb. Okay, so your answer is Mr. Rai, together with his wife, greets the guest of the party. Okay, so that's the answer. Next question. Okay, the next question is Johnny's pants dash torn during the match, and the options are was, is, are, were. Okay, now which option goes correctly? All right, before we go on to answer this, let us try to understand this first. See, some nouns are always considered as plural noun. All right, some nouns are always considered as plural noun, like in this sentence, pants. Okay, now in this sentence, pants is a what? It's a plural noun. Okay, and the main verb here is in the what? Is in the past form. What is that word? Torn. Okay, the main verb that I'm talking about here is what? Torn, and it is in the past form. Okay, so the auxiliary verb that you have to supply here has to be in the plural and in the past form. You understood? Okay, so I repeat once again. See, there are some nouns. Okay, there are some nouns which are already always considered as what? Plural noun. Okay, like pants. Okay, and on top of that, in this sentence, the main verb is in the past form, like torn. Okay, so the auxiliary should also be in the plural form, okay, and in the first form. So which auxiliary goes correctly here? Well, the correct auxiliary that we're going to use here is were, and the sentence goes like this: Johnny's pants were torn during the match. Okay, now let's see the third sentence. Okay, the third sentence is the jury dash not convinced. Okay, the jury dash not convinced, and the options are was, were, would, might. Now which option goes correctly to the sentence then? All right, see, you know that the word jury is a collective noun here. Okay, jury is a collective noun. So collective nouns, which are always considered as what? Singular subject. All right, so the jury is a collective noun which is always considered as a singular subject. Therefore, then the verb that we are going to use here also will be in a singular form. So the correct word that we are going to use here, the correct verb is what? Was. All right, so the answer will be the jury was not convinced. All right, okay, now let's switch on to sentence number 4. Okay, sentence number 4 says there dash many difficulties regarding the situation. Okay, the options are that you've got to use here are should, were, was, is. All right, now see, here the sentence is started with what? There. Okay, the sentence is, the sentence has started with there, there, and the subject comes what here? The subject came after the verb, isn't it? See, the verb, the space which is left there is for the verb, and the subject comes after the verb here. You understood? What is the main subject here? There is not the subject here. What is the main subject here? The subject is many difficulties. Okay, and it is coming after the verb. Where is the verb? Verb is the place, empty space where you have to put. That is the place for the verb. And see, the main, the subject comes after the verb. Okay, so as the subject, what is many difficulties? Now this is the subject, and the subject is in what form? It is in plural form, isn't it? Difficulties, we are saying. So the subject, as the subject is in the plural form, so the verb also has to be plural as well. Okay, so the verb that you have to supply in the blank has to be in the plural form as well. Okay, so what is the plural form of the verb that we are going to use here then? It is were. Okay, so the sentence is there were many difficulties regarding the situation is your correct answer. Right, now let's switch on to the next sentence, sentence number 5. Okay, Ronaldo and Messi dash the greatest football players of 21st century, and the options are, were, was, is. Okay, now see, both the nouns, that is Ronaldo and Messi, okay, both the nouns are connected with what? And. Okay, so the verb should, the verb should be what? Plural in this sentence. You understood? We are talking about, two nouns. Okay, because here we have two nouns using, that is what? Ronaldo and Messi. Okay, and it is connected with what? A conjunction noun. So the verb should also be plural in this sentence, and the correct verb that we are going to use here is what? Are. Okay, so the sentence is Ronaldo and Messi are the greatest football players of 21st century is your correct option. Okay, now let us go to sentence number 6. Okay, sentence number 6 says none of them dash able to solve this question, and the option is, were, was, would be. Okay, now see, in this sentence, although none, N-O-N in none, although none is singular, okay, when used alone. Alright, the word N-O-N in none is singular, but only when it is used alone. Okay, but in this sentence, what you see in this sentence, it is accompanied by a prepositional phrase consisting of a plural subject. You understood? Okay, it is accompanied by a prepositional phrase. What is the preposition that has been used here? It is what? Of. You know, what is the preposition that has been used in this sentence? Of. Okay, so the word none is accompanied by a prepositional phrase consisting of a what? Plural subject. Okay, so the verb also has to be plural. Okay, so you've got to use what? Suppose if you had only used non in none, then it could, you could use a singular verb. But as I said just now, if you use none alone, then it is singular. But the word none is accompanied by what? A prepositional phrase in this sentence, consisting of a plural subject. Therefore, you've got to use what? A plural verb. Okay, so what is the verb that you're going to use here? Correct verb is what? Were. W-E-R-E. Okay, so the sentence is, none of them were able to solve this question. Is the correct answer. Okay, now let's switch on to sentence number 7. Right, sentence number 7 says, to cry dash never the solution to any problems, and your options are, were, should, and is. All right, now see, you know what's an infinitive, right? Usually in infinitive, the sentence begins with what? TO2, right? So an infinitive is used as a subject, okay? In this sentence, if you see in this sentence, the word TO2 is an infinitive, and infinitive is used as a subject. So the verb should also be singular here, okay? According to the rules, if you are beginning a sentence with an infinitive, then the verb will also have to be, the verb has to be singular. Okay, so what do you think is the right option here? Well, the singular verb that you have here is, and therefore this goes correctly to the sentence. So the sentence is, to cry is never the solution to the problems, is your correct answer. Alright, now let's switch on to next question, and that's question number 8. And the question says, here dash the tomb of Akbar the Great. Okay, now options are lie, lies, lying, lied. Now you've got to use one of these options to fill up this sentence. Here dash the tomb of Akbar the Great. Alright, now see, here again the sentence starts with here, H-E-R-E here. Okay, the sentence starts with H-E-R-E here, so the verb comes before the subject again. See, where is the verb? The verb, where is the place of the verb? The place of the verb is the blank space where you have to supply the verb, right? Now what is the main subject of the sentence? The main subject of the sentence is what? The tomb of Akbar the Great. The tomb of actually the sentence begins with the tomb of Akbar the Great. The sentence should begin with, right? But here the sentence is beginning with what? Here, and the verb comes here. Okay, so the sentence starts with here. So the verb, what happens? The verb is coming before the subject. The subject is the tomb of Akbar the Great. Okay, so it is, the verb is coming before the subject. Therefore, as the subject is singular, the tomb of Akbar the Great, the subject is singular, so the verb should also be singular as well. Okay, so therefore your correct option is what? Lies. L-I-E-S, lies. And when you fill up this option there, the sentence sounds like this, that is, here lies the tomb of Akbar the Great. Okay, here lies the tomb of Akbar the Great. Okay, well, now we'll see the last sentence of this class today, and the sentence is, either she or her friends dash responsible for this accident, and your options are is, are, was, might. Okay, now see, here if you see again, the two subjects are accompanied by either or. Okay, what are those two subjects that I'm talking about in this sentence? The first subject is she, and the second subject is her friends. Okay, this first subject is she and the second subject is her friends. Okay, and these two subjects are accompanied by either or. Okay, so only the subject after or will have an effect on the verb. You understood? So when you pick up the verb, you have four options here. When you pick up the verb, you'll have to consider only the second subject, and accordingly you'll have to pick up the verb. Okay, now as I said, there are two subjects. First is she and the second one is her friends. So the subject her friends affects the verb here. So according to the second subject, you have to fit in the verb here. Okay, and what is the second subject? It is singular or plural? It is plural. Therefore the verb also has to be plural. Therefore the option that you're going to take here is what? Not is, was or might, but are. Okay, so the sentence is either she or her friends are responsible for this accident. Alright children, these are some exercises that we practiced today with reference to the chapter that is subject-verb agreement. In coming up classes, we're going to take some more such exercises for better understanding of the topic that we have done. Okay, especially the video tutorial that we have covered related to that only. We're going to take some such exercises. Okay, so till then, stay safe and stay tuned.